your own, buddy.
I tell you what, man, I'm like Grandmaster Flash in the Furious 5, man. Don't push me when I'm close to the edge, man.
What are you gonna do with Microsoft? You gonna send them an angry message?
Nah, I'm gonna start a class action lawsuit. That's all. But you know what? But you see, with Skype, we wouldn't be having the problem that we're having right now, where if I do my in studio sound effects and all of that, because I'm pretty sure even myself right now, if I talk and you jump in and you say something, it'll probably cut me off. So it's I don't know, man.
It's cool, but all the audio is in one shot.
Yeah,
man. Let's go over there. You want to give up these 19 minutes? Let's go over there.
Nah, man, let's go. Listen, we already here, bro. Don't even worry about it.
I'm cool. It doesn't matter. We'll do it again.
It's all good. But listen, I tell you what, I'm glad you invited me over because I wanted to talk to you about something. Somebody brought up to me, and I know this talking in bits, obviously this is the Jose Burgos podcast, but everybody that knows anything about the Jose Burgos podcast and knows anything about Jose is that Jose dabbles into Bitcoin. And I had somebody tell me, oh, Bitcoin is falling off the table. And, to me, it's like, it's not falling necessarily off the table. It's just consolidating. What do I tell people who are freaking out? Is there something that I can tell them? Because honestly, I feel like personally, I don't want to say anything. I just want to say, look, man, it's just a matter of time. You got to let it bubble. These types of things happen because it's all about adoption. But at the end of the day, I'm not, I'm not the expert here, if you will. You know what I'm saying? So are there certain things that I can either say or do to avoid those types of conversations when it comes up? Because a lot of people are like, oh, Bitcoin is falling, which is not. But,
Yeah, no, the douchebaggy but honest way is, have fun staying poor.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, but
very straight to the point.
Yeah, but the educational point comes from like you have to do your homework. That's what I tell people. You have to actually go out and read. And by the way, I'm not an expert. Not even, I know I dabble, like you said. And
I don't know about all that, but okay.
Oh, listen. This is what I mean. There is people where I source this information from. Okay. Now it's really cool that I'm able to like a sponge absorb it and be able to give it back out. Maybe that's my talent in the world, right? Is to be able to be a conduit of information. But these people that are writing this source information and what I'm hearing and how they talk and what they're doing, like I'm talking about global things that they're doing, not like, yo, I have a company in Chicago and we're doing nothing. It's like, no, like I'm changing the world, like this type of technology. It's just, they have to do their homework to see that conviction. Like I'm a person right now that doesn't give two shits about price right now. Ever, really.
Me neither. I mean, honestly, it could drop back down to like $13, and I'd be all up in that. Right. like a wedgie like a wedgie and a big girl, a hot wedgie and a big girl during the summertime. I'd be in.
Like there's nothing that I could say in this podcast. Obviously that's why a Bitcoin specific podcast works, because there's nothing I could tell you in 1,000 episodes that's gonna make you understand this unless you go and do your homework and understand why humans need to transfer value.
Well, right? I don't know. I'll tell you what. I think you're downplaying yourself because you're being modest, but you have to understand everybody who is an expert is eventually a conduit. So I get it. You're not necessarily writing the shit that's, being promulgated and being enabled into the systems, and you're not necessarily writing code, but you're still an expert in the sense that you know your way around it. So, I just want to put that out there. Jose's being modest. That's cool. It's whatever. But
it's the person who wants to keep learning forever learns, right? You're forever alive if you want to keep learning. I don't consider myself an expert. Trust me. I know what you mean. There's levels to this stuff, and maybe what these gentlemen are to me now, I'll be in 4 years to other people. I understand that process of things, and I'm excited about that opportunity. But, I can't convince somebody to take their dollars, especially when they're having a hard time, like, for whatever, COVID or release from their job, any tough situation. I can't be the person that says, hey, you just worked 40 hours. Listen to Jose with what you should do with your money. That's not my place. I don't need to do that. On the contrary, though.
At that point, that would make you a financial advisor. So yeah.
Right, which financial advisors are phonies. But my thing is that my job, on the other hand, is to be the conduit of education and of information.
Mm-hmm.
And if you speak to me long enough to care of what I have to say, then you're gonna get a lot of value. But if you dismiss me and don't give me the time to be able to talk to you, then there's nothing I can ever tell you that's gonna make you spend your money on Bitcoin.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you don't mind, I'm gonna run a little background music here.
Nah, that's cool, man. That's what I love about your show.
You know, because I'm so used to recording with background music that at this point it just feels like there's an empty void in my life.
It gives a different flavor to the listeners.
There's plenty of empty voids. And listen, to your audience, you can always catch Chilling with the Puff, man.
Yeah.
Through the Spotlight Coalition Network, alongside with all the other great podcasts that we have on the Spotlight Coalition. Yeah, man. You know, honestly, the reason why I like coming on the show, even when it's just because you didn't have somebody scheduled, is because, like I said at the top of the show, you know, we were able to have conversations that they may go sideways, but the conversations that we always have off the mic, they always go sideways, and there's always a bunch of awesome stuff that comes in and out of them. So yeah, man. Yeah. I'm never gonna say no to coming on to come on to appear on the Jose Burgos podcast. I'm never gonna say no. So please, by all means, keep that door open, son.
Yeah. Nah, listen, man. Yeah.
So I guess to the point that you were making, which was just be a douchebag and tell people, look, man, it's going down, but it's eventually gonna go back up. So if you want to stay poor, go ahead and sell out. You on your own. I can't do anything for you. I'm like Flavor. I guess I have to be like Flavor Flav. I can't do nothing for you, man. Right? So yeah. All right.
Well, there's a lot to that. There's a whole concept of just not being able to you gotta it keeps shutting off, so you might as well just turn it down.
Oh man, that's terrible. That's terrible.
I don't know how the output's gonna be, but what I'm telling you is that when I'm talking, it just goes down.
Feedback that you're getting, yeah. But nah, the thing is that is in everything in life, man. It's simple. It's not a Bitcoin related thing. I mean, if you want to lose weight, you're gonna have to do your education. I can't make you lose weight. Right? If you want to be a whatever it is you want to be in life, I can't teach you how to do it. You just gotta do it. I mean, we could talk about losing weight, right? You're right, but at the end, just talking about it not gonna make anything happen.
So Bitcoin is just one of those things, man. And when you come from our age, when you come from the AOL days, from the early internet days, you kind of see where the potential is for a technology that can actually alter the world and even things up, right? And then once you start learning about it, you start learning about how foul the monetary system is now. And a system designed to
manipulative.
It's designed to enslave you without bondage, right? It's designed to do to make you a victim without you even knowing it, and it's dangerous. A lot of people don't know it. A lot of people think it's dumb, right? They're the problem. They're the reason they don't have the house. They're the reason they don't have this, and it's not. The game is rigged to play against you, and if you don't know that, then you're going to lose every time because it's rigged for you to lose. When you know that, you're able to play the game better, right? You're able to understand that this is all, I'm going to use one of your quotes, kabuki theater. This is all fake. This is all circus. And, wisdom is energy. Wisdom is power, man. The more you know, the more you see, the more the binds come loose, the more free you are. There's a reason why a lot of Bitcoiners use the Matrix and Neo as an example, because that's exactly what it feels like. It's, hey, we see something, but that's not really what it is. It's a simulation.
Right.
Everything is fake. And then we have to unplug ourselves, literally.
Don't make me get into the Matrix talk, son, because you're going to lose your whole audience. They're going to be like, man, Jose keeps inviting Puff Man over, and then they had that one episode where they started talking about the Matrix, and Puff went Neo, Morpheus, Trinity on that ass.
Well, that's the freedom of these down episodes, man, is that we can talk about whatever we want. These ain't the typical organized episodes. I just love my listeners so much, man. And I've grown with them for so long that to me is that feeling of, I got to give them the content, even if it's the basic content. Like they know I got the heat. They know I'm going to come with the heat. And it's just summertime, you know what I'm saying? I went to Austin. Austin was fantastic. It was beautiful. Shout out to the Austinians. I don't even know if that's a word. Shout out to them. Shout out to, I didn't go through all of Texas, but I'm sure Texas as a whole is that vibe.
Yeah.
Incredible people.
It's a big state. It's definitely a big state.
Sure. So that's why I can't speak for the whole state, but Austin was incredible. The people were incredible everywhere. I'm talking about from the basic little merchant to the tattoo shops to everywhere. We went into a lot of different places and did a lot of things, to the restaurants. I saw an Austin toy museum, dude, that was our childhood in there. I'm talking about like original G.I. Joes in the box packed.
1980. Yeah. What about He-Man? Did you see He-Man?
He-Man was there. I'm talking about
Voltron
stuff.
I think I said, oh my God, Voltron stuff.
Listen, Simpsons original in the packaging.
Lion Voltron? And
he had everything.
Voltron.
Listen, I have to share these photos with you. He had everything. I can't tell you for sure if it was Lion Voltron or not, but everything.
There's two Voltrons.
That your childhood ever dreamed of. I'm talking about like the Thundercats. I'm talking about like the Green Ranger fucking dagger. My man goes back retro.
I wasn't really into the whole. I'm more of an 80s. I did some of the Power Rangers.
He got your stuff there. Trust me.
Yeah. Silverhawks. Oh my God.
I don't know, I'm gonna send you these pictures because I kind of like, it was a small spot, so I kind of recorded the whole spot. So you'll see your stuff there. It's just I'm leaving stuff out just off of memory. But then across the hall, he has like an arcade area which is unlimited play. Like once you pay to get in, you pay $9, you get in. And I actually asked him to be on the podcast. He hasn't responded yet, but maybe this will even be an episode and he can explain this stuff. But he has an arcade where it's like, we were playing the Terminator with the guns. Do you remember that game, the arcade game?
Yeah.
The Terminator with that. Area 51 with 2 pistols, red and blue.
Oh my God, Area 51. Well, hey, please tell me he had a virtual tennis machine in there.
He did not have a virtual tennis, but he had original Donkey Kong's machine arcades. He had the Q-Berts. He had the Star Wars original Return of the Jedi pinball machine. He had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pinball machine. I'm talking about. He had Nintendos in the corner that me and Irma were playing Duck Hunt with. Like the original Nintendo with tapes. He had Punch Out. He had Paperboy. He had all the classics. This was an incredible $18 spend.
Listen, when you bring him on, please, my God, you have to have me on as well. And
I might try to set that up. He hasn't answered back, and you know,
I was saying, please bring me on because, dude, oh my God, I got so many questions for him, man.
Hey, I asked him a few, and he was like, I've been collecting since I was 5. I'm over here giving the dude story up, but listen, this is like original package stuff. Like you'll be watching your favorite like G.I. Joe figurine, and in the bottom corner or somewhere in the room, you're gonna see like the original box of the G.I. Joe, like, you know, like they had like the big like land moving devices, right? Like the forts, the bases.
Yeah.
Like you would see like the original box of like the G.I. Joe base, like with the Cobra Commando over here and the helicopter. Wow. Like, it is Cobra retreat. I got video to prove it. I was just geeking out the whole time. I took so much video.
Hold on. Let's just, just because golly.
Shout out to him and his since 5 years old, he's been collecting. He had the original Batmans, like the old ones. He had the James Bond figures, like the old school, like before us, like parents probably stuff.
The boomers, not Generation X, boomers. Yeah.
He had the Sean Connery doll, like was what I'm saying. Yeah, the throwback.
This is an older gentleman then.
Huh?
This is an older gentleman then.
I mean, I'm gonna say our age, young buckaroo, young kid.
All right, so he's probably like a Generation X.
Sure.
Okay. Sure. I mean, you know, as a Generation X, you still got to watch, you know, the Sean Connery original, you know, James Bond's movies and the one with this dude. I don't remember his name, but the blonde guy. So I mean, it was just an incredible collection. So now I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I'm asking the question that the audience is probably asking.
What?
Why were you down in Austin? Was that just like something that you just went out to, you know, like you wanted to visit, or you was out there like to, you know, to learn something? Like what were you doing in Austin? Because Austin is a very specific place. You know, you either there to be seen because you're trying to be in the music industry, which a lot of people don't even notice. But
I was trying to pop it
South by Southwest.
That's true.
Which has to do with music, and
that is a fact.
And it also has to do with a lot of the stuff. For example, like technology.
Yeah.
But given the fact that we were already talking about Bitcoin, you know, Austin is also, if memory serves me correct, a hub for Bitcoin. So
the Citadel.
Oh, that's what they're calling it? Oh, shit.
That's what it is, man. It's the refuge. Yeah, man. That's where we're gonna go and master plan stuff. I'm glad you brought that up because that actually ties into once again the random episode and the shuffling of guests that I got going on now. Yeah, I went out to Austin. The trip was planned before anything happened, but since I planned the trip, you know, I was able to get hired by a Bitcoin company. So I basically got new employment. And a lot of people
that's based in Austin?
That's based in Austin. And the reason, I mean, if people listen to the podcast, my listeners, the 2-week notice episode, you're going to hear more.
I listened to that one. Yeah.
So it's just a change of work, but it's also to be part of a startup and to help and Bitcoin, right? And be in the front of lines of financial Bitcoin, financial institutions, retirements. You know, the maxi Bitcoin in me would say that there's a trade-off. There's certain things you have to tell, you know, Unchained Capital in order for that have that. But what I would say is it's only the minimal of requirements, and it really helps people simplify multi-sig. Right? Because multi-signature, which is a better way, in my opinion, a lot of people disagree on this. Yeah. Multi-sig is a better way to spread your risk of error when it comes to losing your wealth. Because if you have one device, one hardware wallet, the point of failure is just one. If that thing goes and the seeds goes, it's over.
Right. You lost all of that guap that you had in there, all of that wealth, all that hard work is gone. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So now, you know, multi-sig is a way to say, well, we have 3 keys. 2 of the 3 have to be able to sign transactions out. So you technically spread out your risk in 3 different pots, because if mine's breaks, yours is good, and the other person, if theirs breaks, ours is good, vice versa. There's a lot of, you know, this little trio thing that's going on here. So that you can do for free, and actually, you know, this is not even an ad or anything, but Unchained does it for free. So you can go do this, right? But the thing is that you can really mess this up, you know, if you do it wrong.
Okay.
And Unchained is a dedicated Bitcoin company that's actually making that easier, literally.
They're simplifying it. God, yo, big ups to Jose. And listen, go make sure you check out Talking in Bits, folks, because if you have any questions that you feel need answers when you listen to Talking in Bits, I listen to Talking in Bits, you know, every time there's a new episode. I'm looking forward to the notification. I
appreciate that. Yeah,
so, you know, you guys definitely listen. You guys are doing the thing over there on Talking in Bits.
Just trying to share that good word, man. Like, to me, it's even before Bitcoin. To me, it was always this thing, and you know me because I'm always trying to share information. It's like, I think it's worthless for somebody to be able to know something and not be able to like teach it, not be able to give it to somebody.
To just hold on to the knowledge. Yeah,
it's really pointless, and you would die very bitter, in my opinion, when you kind of figure out like, yo, I know a lot of shit, but that shit didn't mean shit, right? Like, but if I know a lot of stuff, man, and I could help somebody with that information, and I could give them what they need to get to that next boundary, that next step. That's my purpose. That's what it is. There's no accident why I'm in front of this microphone. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, and you know what? Another applause. I know your audience is probably gonna be like, "Damn, this Puff Man guy.
This nigga,
he is dropping applause everywhere." But you know what? I just noticed for your YouTube audience, my hamper is getting the big ups back there, big Jamaican horns for my hamper. Don't worry, guys. That's full of clean clothes. I just got to fold it.
Now you can't see it because it's blurred. But yeah, I'm an audio guy, man. This YouTube stuff is extra. I'm an audio first guy. Anybody who knows me knows that. So,
yeah.
And maybe this audio sounds like crap, but it's always good to have the conversation. Like I said, my loyal listeners understand that I'm all about good conversation. If they could tag along, that's cool. But yeah, man, Austin was fantastic, man. Things have been moving at 1,000 miles per hour for me, and I'm very grateful. I'm very fortunate. You know, people that listen to the show also know that I'm big on therapy. I'm big on these things. But at the end of the day, you know, I kind of just, for a while there, was like, is this stuff an accident versus is this stuff, you know, do I deserve what's happening to me now? And, you know, I'm happy to say that I've got to the point where it's like, I deserve this stuff, man. Like I work my ass off. I have for a very long time. None of this stuff is accidental. And I'm excited, man. So yeah, this podcast is not going to drop, but because my life kind of just did a 180 over the matter of like a month, I need to adjust, and I need to be able to
You
get
need to breathe, man. That's all. You need to do a little breathing.
Yeah.
You need to
but I'll be back, man. I got a conversation on Saturday, unless the person cancels. So we're moving. I got a few ideas planned.
So I'm putting in the prayer so they can cancel, so I can come in on Saturday as well.
But life is definitely a 180 right now, and I'm focused on Unchained, which is an incredible startup. Man, to be able to say I'm part of a startup, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, you're part of the beginning.
Yeah, I'm watching this thing evolve, man, and
I was just
once again, the maxis hate the KYC thing, and I get that, right? Like leaving your email, having to sign up. But a lot of people just need their hands to be walked through certain things, right? They need to understand things, a certain thing. And I'm happy to be part of a startup that's focused on pure Bitcoin only, no other coin. And it's really, really, I mean, I'd be here like reading some stuff, and I'm like, these people are really committed to making sure that Bitcoin is accessible to a lot of people, especially wealthy people who are really careful with their wealth.
Right.
It's easy to tell Adam, yo, throw $200 on that. But it's really hard to tell somebody, hey, you have $150K that you've been saving for your children. Come bring that over here, and we're going to make sure it's secure and it's in a growing asset. That's a hard thing to take people to do, but if you can walk them through it, they'll be safer.
That you can simplify the process for them.
Yeah, man, because this tool is a powerful tool. Yeah. So shout out to Unchained. This is not an ad, and I know it's obviously biased because I work for them, but I'm excited to work for them. And I'm excited to be a part of something that's going to, in the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, be such an incredible company and situation. So, yeah, guys, thanks, A, for opening that opportunity to remind the people of that, because I wasn't even going to talk about this stuff. But yeah, things are up in the air, but I still love my loyal listeners. I still believe in this podcast thing. Talking in Bits is an example of that. Spotlight Coalition soon will be an example of that. And obviously the Jose Burgos podcast and these episodes are going to be an example of that. I just got to get my schedule down. That's all.
But you see, this is the thing. What I was telling you the other day over the phone is like, yo, I think you're still in that. You're still stuck in that chamber where, it's the monotonous, wake up at 5:30, get ready, go down to your old job, spend, fucking X amount of hours slaving it there. I think that's really where you're stuck in the old proverbial hamster wheel, if we want to put it that way, you know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
Once you break out of that, because I mean, if memory serves me correct, you're actually operating from home now.
Yeah.
So, listen, you have all of the freedom in the world. Don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure when you're on the clock with them, you're on the clock, but it's an on the go thing. So, if you're on the clock, it's more than likely because a client reached out to you and now you're on the clock. It's not because like, hey, listen, you need to be available from X time to X time. Otherwise you're fired. I'm pretty sure it's more like, yo, listen, this is an on the fly thing. You know what I'm saying? If a client reaches out, you got to get on, you got to get on with them, and you got to talk to them. So I'm sure eventually at some point in time, you're going to break free from the old monotonous lifestyle that you had of having to go to a specific place and do whatever it was that you were doing. I'm not going to get into the, I know what you used to do, but I'm not going to get into the details of that. But at the end of the day,
I agree.
It's one of those things where you just got to break away from that, man.
I agree, but this is the monkey wrench in the whole situation. You're right. I get work is that grind, but this is stuff that's actually super exciting. And sometimes I just get wrapped up in the work. It's fun work, dude.
Well, you're enjoying it, and you see, that's what work should be. See, like
exactly.
This is what I tell folks about me chilling with the Puff Man and no labels. I enjoy doing those things. Like I enjoy getting behind the mic and producing these shows. So, when people tell me, oh, well, why do you have ads in front of them? It's like, well, because I want to make money off of something that I enjoy producing. It's like the fruits of my labor. I mean? Like, why would I not want to make money off of something that I enjoy doing? And if that's where you at now in your life, man, listen, by all means, keep rocking it, dude, because not a lot of people get that chance. And to your point that you made earlier, which is like, a lot of people think it's luck. I don't believe in coincidences. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I believe that hard work always pays off. That's always been my motto. Except for people like me who sometimes either tend to procrastinate or just end up getting tossed into, they start something and then they get tossed into some fucking unfortunate situations where they have to pick and choose, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know what? Honestly, if it boiled down to it, I highly doubt if you had the opportunity to be with Unchained from the very jump, I highly doubt you would have spent an extra fucking day at your old job. Right. I'm pretty sure you would have jumped ship immediately. Because, I mean, who does not want to do something that they enjoy and get paid for it? I mean, and it's not just because, you see, this is the thing. And this is where the audience may not understand how far back we go and how close our relationship is. It's like, I know you get satisfaction out of helping people understand what it is that they're getting themselves into with the whole Bitcoin thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I know the enjoyment isn't necessarily coming from I'm doing something that I enjoy. The enjoyment is coming from I'm actually helping people here. Like that's really where the enjoyment is coming from. That sense of satisfaction of self. I'm losing the words here, but just you're accomplishing something that otherwise these people would have to go through, God knows how many different avenues to get the information, and all they have to do is go to Unchained and go to you, if they get you, and you're there to, to walk them through all the different steps that they would have to take, you know what I'm saying? So
I'm just grateful to be a part of it, because the thing is that I was an Unchained client before that. So wow. I believed in what they were doing. Mm-hmm. There's a few people there that write very, I don't want this to be an all Unchained podcast, by the way.
No, it's not. I highly doubt it. I mean, we spent like a good maybe 7 minutes on it. But
it's my employer, and that's fantastic. But it's that company itself, even before me. I'm just honored to be able to be a part of that. They were doing good things in the Bitcoin space, but that's the thing. There's a lot of companies that are doing fantastic things in the Bitcoin space. Like, this is a new and emerging market, and is one that, the free market gets to decide what's the right product and what's not. And we haven't seen that in a long time. So,
well, think about it this way. Imagine being a customer that walked into, all right, I'm from New York, right? I'm from New York City. So for those of you in the audience, if you're from New York State or you're from New York City, you know about the Wiz, if you're old enough. Imagine walking into a store like the Wiz, or maybe Circus City, you know what I'm saying? Wow. Way back in the day, because Circus City had been around for a long time. And, just any electronic store, and buying your first copy of Windows 95. And then, lo and behold, being, a customer, if you will, of Microsoft by buying and employing the software in your computer, and then getting the opportunity to work there. Like, it's essentially the same thing. And you got to think, Microsoft in the 90s, they were a nobody. Microsoft really didn't become Microsoft until the late 90s, early 2000s, once they were in everybody's fucking living room. Yeah. So, right. To be part of something that's at this point, and you got to think the company that you're working for is just merely providing a service within one perhaps small aspect of what it entails to, what Bitcoin, what it entails to have, possession of this thing called Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? So, dude, trust me. Anybody who knows you personally knows that you're happy for this. We're happy for you. We're excited for you. And I know the magical moments are now just getting started. So either way, I do want to talk to you about something completely unrelated.
Yeah, let's go somewhere else.
Who would have thought that Milwaukee and the fucking Phoenix Suns would end up in the NBA Finals? Out of all the teams out there, who would have thought the Milwaukee Bucks and the fucking Phoenix Suns? And the only reason why I'm pointing that out is because the Phoenix Suns haven't been in the finals since Barkley was down in Arizona. And that was a long fucking time ago. And, Charles Barkley hasn't fucking played basketball in God knows how long. But, the fact of the matter is that Milwaukee itself, as an NBA town, hasn't been in the hasn't been in the NBA Finals, if you will, since who was it? I believe it was Oscar Robertson.
I don't know. Yeah, I think I saw a stat saying that Phoenix has never won one. And
yeah, they've never won one. Milwaukee has won.
Yeah, laid back.
An NBA Finals. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched basketball. I have this like weird, like ugly divorce going on with sports. Ever since COVID happened, I didn't watch football that often, which was my big thing. I used to actually like spend 3 hours sitting down watching Pats games all the time. Basketball I used to watch in the playoffs. Now I haven't even been watching that. And that was never really. I was big on baseball like probably 10 years ago. I'm not really big into it anymore.
Well, I'll tell you what. The only reason why I brought it up, I'm not into the NBA. I figured.
Oh, we're gonna go conspiracy bag. All right, I got you.
Yeah.
Giannis is their number one seller jersey type guy, so they're gonna try to get him a championship.
So they're gonna try
as soon as possible.
And Chris Paul has been in the NBA forever.
And then they got the old man story.
Right. You see, I'm glad we see eye to eye. Son.
Yeah, but Devin Booker is legit though. Homebooker play. Homebooker play.
Honestly, I just fuck, man. I can't do the NBA, man, because we grew up with the NBA where motherfuckers used to bleed. You know what I'm saying?
This is my thing though. Like
now it's just a bunch of I got arguing with the refs.
I got my conspiracies, like I just said, Giannis and all that. But to me, it's like at the end of the day, though, how do you rig a game? How do you make the basketball go in?
Well, you can't rig the basketball from going in, but you can definitely manipulate. I can see how people and don't get me wrong, I agree with you. Yeah. It's just like with baseball. You can't tell that a pitcher is going to throw a strike.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't tell that a batter is going to come up to bat and they're going to whiff at a ball or hit a home run.
A grand slam at that.
Right, or a grand slam at that to send everybody home at the bottom of the ninth. But for me, the NBA has become extremely comical. I think the last time I watched the NBA was right around the time when Kobe scored 81. And
that was a while ago.
Kobe, God rest his soul in peace, and his daughter.
Absolutely.
And everybody else who was in that helicopter. But Kobe scored 81, and I believe that was the year that Cleveland went to the finals against the Spurs. So that was the last time I watched the NBA legitimately. After that, I would pick and choose what I would see because I'm a Knicks fan, but I feel like the NBA lost its value, its candor once they allowed for these players to come in and be the. There's a lot of clowns in the NBA, and they all make shit tons of money, and they're always talking about social justice issues. And it's like, shut the fuck up about the social justice shit, because you driving around in a fucking Rolls Royce. You live in a fucking gated community. Oh, but they didn't, that's not where they come from. They come from hardship. Yeah, okay, but they're not in hardship any fucking more. Like, so to talk about something, can you please at least be in it? Be part of it to be able to fucking have, an opinion about it. Like, I can't, sure, I can be well read on vaginal infections, but if I'm not, involved in helping, vaginal infections disappear off the face of the earth, I shouldn't have a fucking opinion. You know what I'm saying? And it feels like right now with sports in general, not just the NBA, but just with sports in general. And I'm with you with the whole, I guess, how do I put it? When you go cold turkey, it's a cold turkey divorce with sports. I never watched football. I've always had a problem with football because there's way too many fucking people on the field. Yeah, I remember sitting down with you, and the only thing I ever watch is the AFC, and I watch the Super Bowl because I know the Super Bowl means that 2 weeks after that, pitchers and catchers report. So it's like, for me, it's a celebration that baseball is about to start. But even baseball, like, if any of your audience ever chooses to go into chilling with the Puff Man, I went off on the MLB this year because it's like, you're meant to give me entertainment, okay? And in the process, you're picking these battles that have nothing to do with the shit that you do on the fucking field, with the product that you're fucking selling, right? So if I sell gasoline, if I have a gas station, what fucking business do I have telling people that I'm pro-abortion or not? You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I'm just there to sell fucking gas. you know, on my personal fucking time, if I want to go when I'm not on the clock in my own fucking gas station selling gasoline and I want to go talk about that shit, more power to me. But while I'm fucking selling gasoline to my fucking patrons, shut the fuck up. Sell the gasoline and keep it fucking pushing. And that's the way, you know, I feel like a lot of these sports are just fucking taking on these mantras, you know, like with the whole kneeling with the NFL right before coronavirus, you know, 2019. It's like, please, shut the fuck up. You know, please shut the fuck up. Because at the end of the day, it's like, yo, the person who makes the least amount of money in the NFL is still fucking living, oh my God, so much better off than the average fucking person who has to wake up every fucking day and go bust their ass in a bullshit fucking job. Somebody who's actually legitimately dealing with real fucking oppression, if we're gonna put it that way. Okay?
Sure.
So to me, it's like, yo, look, you want to do that shit on your off time? Maybe you're retired, more power to you. But while you're doing this shit, can you just shut the fuck up and focus on what the fuck it is that you're doing? Because at the end of the day, the only thing you're doing is diluting what you do. And I get it. A lot of people are going to say, oh, well, they have a platform. They can do whatever the fuck they want. Sure. But, you know, facts are facts. And when you look at the ratings on all across the board on all these fucking sports that have engaged in all this social justice bullshit, the ratings are fucking trash. All of them. Baseball, worst fucking ratings ever. Basketball, worst fucking ratings in the last fucking 10 years, 15 years. Football, the worst fucking ratings in the last 15 years. So it's like, I don't think they get it. Like, when we tune into this shit, we're tuning into this shit. Listen, anybody who knows me personally, and you know me personally, you know I'm more than neck deep. I'm full body submerged in politics. When I turn on the fucking baseball game, the last thing I'm trying to hear about is some fucking law in Georgia, some voting law in Georgia. I'm not trying to hear that shit.
Yeah. Well, they got a lot of people on the outside don't see the pandering that has to happen for them to be funded, right? Like, a lot of this stuff is funded by big pockets, and the big pockets can't F with you if you say something a certain way and all that. But that just goes back to how fiat is just dirty, right? That just goes back to how everybody's in chase of this power move. So that type of stuff has to happen. But as for individual like players and stuff saying or bringing attention to stuff, I live about the vibe on anybody can say what they want. I don't have to subscribe to it. And that's the same for me, because if you think about it, I can say whatever the hell I want here. Some people are gonna rock with it, and other people are not. Mm-hmm. You don't have to subscribe to agree with me, bro. And that doesn't matter if I'm, you know, in the basement of my house right now, podcasting level, or Joe Rogan multi-million-dollar deal level. I still have to just say what I want to say, and whoever doesn't have to subscribe to it doesn't have to subscribe to it, and that's okay. So I got no problem with people saying what they want, man. I don't care what they're at. I mean, I agree sports is taking a turn when it comes to attendance, but that's because that's on the league level. I don't think that's on the player level. I think the league has done so much pandering to be able to stay funded and stay relevant to these big pockets that they don't care about what the local guy, you and I, has to say, man.
Yeah.
Or the player, for that matter. We've seen examples of players bringing up excellent points, and the league just basically saying, no, we still got to do this, or we still got to do that.
Yeah.
So I agree with you only as far as to say is the leagues are definitely, you know, conducting filthy, woke behavior.
Right.
And I don't have to see stuff like that during the ball game. You're absolutely right. But about the players being able to come out and say whatever they want, or a person, a musician, whatever, I think anybody should be able to say whatever the fuck they want, because we're being taken from so much from the monetary system and from so many different places, record labels, leagues, and all that, that the least we can do to entertain millions of people is be able to say whatever the fuck we want to say. So I'm going to say that. And it's up to Adam or me, Jose, or, you know, let's just make a random name, Carlito and Angelito and all these other people. It's only up to the individual to be able to say, well, I'm going to block that. I'm going to shut this game off and I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah.
Like, so I get you, but only as far as the league. I think individuals like myself and like other creatives, entertainers, comedians, especially in comedy. Comedy is dying because of this. Because people are trying to tell, you know.
Comedians what the fuck to say.
Exactly.
Well, that falls more on cancel culture. But by the way, listen, let me just point something out. Big ups to Jose, because he did it on my show too. I go by the moniker, the stage name of the Puff Man, but because he knows me personally and he's known me for so long, he never met me as the Puff Man initially. He met me by my government, which is Adam. So big ups to Jose. Thank you for putting me out there. And
don't worry, man. The Fed got you.
It's all good, man. Nah,
yeah. No, listen, I can't. I told you this before. I can't find myself calling you the Puff Man. Not often, not constantly.
Puff, yeah.
Like I think the only time I've ever done it has probably been like Gears matches, and that's because that's your online persona.
Well, it's really a persona point period. But
true.
I gotta be honest with you. I'm starting to believe that I need to do a name change, and I just need to go in and just be my government. You know what I'm saying? Because it almost feels like a lot of people don't want to take me seriously because of the name. A lot of people don't know how to read it. Like it's TH3 Puff Man, and some people sometimes get lost.
My guy, the new strain. He has the 3 backwards. The
It's an E. Yeah.
Ooh.
Hey, right. You know, letters are numbers.
I agree and disagree. I think it's dope.
Yeah, well, I thought it was dope at the very beginning too.
But I've known you for very long, so like
that's true.
Yeah, like I know the Puff Man. Like, just true. There is a different person. There is, Adam, and there is the Puff Man. I see that.
Yeah, and you see that's the whole thing about it. You know, I feel a little bit like Batman when it comes down to it, because I feel like when I'm the Puff Man and I'm behind the mic, I could do certain things that otherwise Adam wouldn't be.
I'm the guy at the party saying, "What's up, Bruce?
Yeah. Shut the yo. I'm wearing a fucking cowl right now. What are you doing, bro?
Bruce, my guy.
Bruce is here to save the day, guys. It's okay. Don't worry, that choking girl's not gonna choke anymore.
To the interviewers, hey, did you see Batman? Yeah, Bruce was jumping and kicking dudes in the face. I know Bruce, that's my guy.
Yeah. I used to work for his parents up at the mansion.
I got you. I understand.
Shit.
But to me, it's like unconscious. Like I just call you A, or I call you Adam.
I just do it to tease you, man. To tease you in front of the audience, to tease you in front of my audience. It's all good, man. Listen, at the end of the day, it's like I told you the last time you were on my show.
Go check out his LinkedIn. Let's say Adam right there.
Well, I don't have a LinkedIn. Fuck LinkedIn. But when I did have a fucking LinkedIn, it did say Adam. Yeah. So.
The internet never dies, bro. Somebody has your LinkedIn profile saved somewhere. Trust me.
That is some bullshit. Yeah, there's people that literally pay for server space or buy servers just so they can cache the fucking. And I don't mean cache. For those of you who are not aware of what cache or cache is.
Yeah, cache. Yeah, I've heard that.
CACHE. That's essentially, recording or continuously keeping a copy of something that you saw on the internet. So I'm pretty sure if you look up the Puff Man with an E instead of a 3, you'll probably find my Black Planet, my blackplanet.com fucking profile that I used to have way back in the days, throwing myself out there to the ladies, when I used to be single. Well, wait. I guess I am single again. What the fuck?
It's time to refresh.
I live in a very fucking weird. I'm like in a twilight zone, man. But I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not going to the audience.
And went from MySpace and those services to now, I think you swipe left or something like that. I think that's.
Yeah, I'm all set with that bullshit. What is that? Tinder, some shit like that. I think it's
I think that's like the standard though. Like all the dating apps kind of have this flow of like.
Well, I think they were the ones that kind of made that shit. Like because I think I seen a couple of skits online while I was still on Instagram. Where people were poking fun of the app because the whole swiping back and forth, but I'm all set with that shit. Honestly, I met my wife, or my ex-wife, whatever, online on AOL way back years ago, and I don't think I'd be able to stomach meeting somebody again that way. Like I would have to go back. If I ever go back to meeting anybody, it would probably be the old fucking fashioned way.
Oh yeah, homegirl I bumped into at the grocery store. Oh, what's up, girl?
Some shit like that, right?
Oh shit,
but I don't have.
You like pineapples too?
Yo, did you know that it makes it sweet? What are you talking about?
Nah, that's too fast. That's too fast. No, now you gotta be like, oh word, you want to diet too? Me too. What do you do?
Oh, you see, I've been out of the game for so long, man. Like
I don't know
man.
nothing. I'm happily married. And the funny thing is my wife and I be the ones randomly at the party that be like, "What's up, girl? You got a man?" And people be looking at us like, "Nah, that's funny." And it's like, yeah, that's how we play around. Like, it's one of those things. Yeah. Speaking of that, I've known you so long that you delivered flowers for me for my wife before she was my girlfriend.
Yes.
That's huge, man.
And yet, even while doing all of that and being the guy that I was,
and hosted our first date. Go ahead, though. Sorry.
Yes. The mother of my kids still chose to say that I was a piece of shit and wants to divorce me. I don't understand that.
I can't vouch for that. I called the man. I told him, "Hey, man, I think it'll be creepy if I show up at this girl that I'm not going out with, show up with these flowers."
I jumped all over. I was like, "Jose, I got you.
You got you. Like,
I don't have a car. I got you. I'll just drop you off down at the block." Oh, that sounds perfect.
Exactly.
What house is it? Number such and such. I got you. Let's go. Because listen, that's a beautiful thing, man. When you have somebody in your life that, well, I guess at that point, it was somebody who you were trying to get to know.
I was reaching.
And yes, and the thing is that when you finally see somebody and you want to make that push, because the reason why I did that for you, it wasn't just because you were my friend. I did it because I remember when, I reached out to, who happens to be the mother of my kids.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yo, listen, let's do this, girl. You know what I'm saying? You and me. I guess, it's just me and my girlfriend."
Yeah, that Mary J and Meth shit.
Yeah. It's just, it felt so real. I mean, it still does to me, but unfortunately, you can't force other people to feel shit that they don't feel. But sorry to Jose's audience. Puffman just dragged down the whole fucking room with his with his failed marriage, I guess, if we're gonna call it that. Because in my eyes, it's not failed. It's just somebody who just chose to do some shit out of ego and selfishness. But either way, the reason why I did it is because I know what that feeling is like. And I wasn't about to be the one to shit on that moment. And I mean, look, if I would have not done it, who's it to say that you guys would have been together right now? Maybe you would have. Maybe you would have mustered, the courage to just walk up to the door, knock, and say, "Hey, look, is such and such here? Hey, these flowers are for you." And then you would have just been on your way and said, maybe before you went on your way, you would have said, "Hey, I'd be interested in, maybe going out on a date with you." But the fact that I did it for you, honestly, I believe is what made her say, okay, he wasn't willing to show up to the door, but he sent somebody who was able to deliver the message. And I knew exactly how to deliver the message because, like I said, I've been there, So,
yeah.
Listen, you're welcome. Shit. You owe me. I'm just fucking with you. It was a magical moment. It was a very magical moment. It was a very magical moment. But I've always been, I took all my cues, from Heavy D. I'm originally from the Bronx, New York. You got to be on a smooth tip. You know what I'm saying? And it's girls, the girls, they love me. And it's one of those things, man, where you got to know how to approach them. And it wasn't for me who I was approaching her for, but I knew if I just laid that very small little seed. I just walked up to that door and I just simply delivered the message. "Hi, is such and such here?"
I'm the man. You the man. We both the man.
These flowers are actually from Jose, and he wants you to know that he would be extremely interested in not only getting to know you, but possibly if you gave him the time of day.
That's what you said.
To go out on a date with you. Yeah.
You said that? Oh,
yeah.
Boy, I didn't even know that.
And then I was like, look, he's not expecting you to tell him as soon as you see him at work.
Yeah.
He's also not expecting you to maybe, because I do believe you guys had spoken a couple of times over the phone.
And I think she texted me before you got back to me.
Right.
She was like, yeah, they're amazing.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I know you guys had already spoken a little bit. You guys had a couple of back and forths. But I told her, listen, he's not expecting an answer right away. But Jose is extremely interested in getting to know you, and I can vouch for the guy because honestly, I know he's a very straightforward individual, and he's worth it. So with that being said, I'm gonna get going now because it's kind of hot and I got a long walk. So enjoy the flowers; they're extremely beautiful. And I just walked away. You know.
Fire. Hey, now she's.
I'm a my own point, goddamn it.
Absolutely, man. Nah, she's my everything now. So it's dope. Yeah. By the way, my camera died, but I'm an audio guy, so don't worry about it.
That's all good. I mean, listen,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, let's be honest. Nobody on YouTube wants to see our ugly mugs, anyways. I tell you what, though, you know, it's crazy that you bring up the fact that I delivered those flowers for you, but it just so happens that I also delivered another message, not necessarily for you, but I suppose on your behalf. Because I had known you at that point, you know, for as long as I had known you, I guess you guys were going through a rough patch, and I bumped into her on the parking lot of the spot that you used to work at. And I believe she was getting ready to go into work. I was coming out from buying diapers. And I remember you and I having a conversation over Xbox Live on the 360 back then. We were in a party, and you were like, "Yeah, yo," you know, you were giving me the rundown on what the fuck was going down. You know what I'm saying? And it seemed like there was some rocks, you know, that was starting to protrude out of the golden stream of love, if you will. Although I don't, you know, whether it was love at that point or not, you know, it was beginning to become a stream of love. And you know, I bumped into her. I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" "Oh, I'm good." "Hey, do you have a moment?" Yeah, sure. Listen, look, I don't want you to think that I'm, you know, barging in on whatever it is that's going on between you and Jose. But look, look, you probably gonna think I'm being nosy. But look, I get it. He's my friend. But look, I just want you to know, man. Listen, he's been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? He's been through a lot. As you know, he already has a daughter, and you know he. With that being said, you know, it's been a journey, to say the least. And I don't want you to take whatever he's going through, you know, maybe he's taking it out on you. I don't want you to take it personal, because, you know, I've been able to share with him. As you know, you've already been to my house. You know what I'm saying? He comes over and he shares with me. You know, we share with each other, you know, certain things that we talk about. And I can honestly tell you, he's a very straightforward individual. So, you know, if and by the way, once again, I don't want you to think I'm trying to brown nose into your you know, life or anything like that. But if by any chance you're thinking about, you know, walking away from it all, girl, because I know you guys haven't been together for that long, but just give him a chance. Give him a chance. Trust me, I certainly believe he's worth the while in the fight. And she kind of like smiled at me. You know the thing your girl does. You know, she does the little the little eyes.
Yeah. And, I don't remember any of that, but I believe it. Yeah, man. It's been a long heck of a ride, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. You know what? How many years you guys been together for? I need to drop some goddamn.
I don't know. You're about to put me on the spot. I don't know.
You know what? Fuck how many years you guys have been together, goddamn it.
Over a decade.
You guys have been together for a long ass time. You know what? Cheers to you guys, because honestly, there's a lot of people out here that do not know what the fuck they got. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Sometimes you get tired of the monotony and shit. But you know what? When you got somebody who's your fucking road dog, okay, and all you're doing is fucking trying to sabotage your shit left and fucking right, you don't know what the fuck you got. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out here doing that shit to good people that deserve to be loved, people that, you know, that want to be loved. And, you know, listen, I'm glad that two individuals who not only deserve to be loved, but love each other, have been able to find the proper chemistry amongst each other. I'm pretty sure you guys have had issues, you know what I'm saying? But the fact that you guys have been able to work through them, you know what I'm saying? God damn it. One more time. Fuck all you heard. Yeah, big ups to you guys, because that's something that you really don't find nowadays. And I hope I'm not jinxing it.
Hey, man, whatever life has to give, life's got
I would
to
knock
give,
on
man.
wood, but my desk ain't really made out of real wood. This shit is
That's that fake stuff. But I appreciate it. It's just funny. That's how long we've known each other. So that's an interesting tangent to go down, but that's how far back it goes back. Yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing, but I don't know, man. What else? Anything else going on in the news? What's going on? Video game stuff? I'm about to sign off, man.
You know what? I think honestly, this is probably a really good way to finally get off and kill this filler. Because honestly, listen, you know, I know people are probably gonna be like, damn, Puff Man knows that he's coming in for the filler. Yo, listen, this is what friends do, B. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have somebody to come in. You know, they canceled on him. And yo, listen, I'm available. Let's rock, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, guys. Yeah. This is what it's all about. It's about getting on here and providing you guys. Look, some of you guys are going through a fucking 9-to-5 right now, and you're enjoying the fuck out of this conversation because this conversation, even though it went from fucking talking about Bitcoin at the very beginning, is now ending with Jose's love life and how Puff was the fucking Cupid involved in it. That's cool. This is what this shit is all about. This is the reason why we do it, because there's so much freedom. There's no taboo, guideline that we have to follow to do this shit. This is about sitting here and you know, as people like to say nowadays, you know, the young folk chopping it up. You know, we chopping it up and you guys are enjoying it, man. That's as long as you guys are enjoying it. That's all that matters to us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's important to switch up the pace too. I mean,
right.
You know, there's formal guests, there's formal stuff like that. But yeah, I'm not worried about it. I think I covered well enough what's been going on. So yeah, man, about to sign off. You want to plug the podcast again? What's going on?
Yeah. So there's Chilling with the Puff Man, which up until recently it was a weekly show, but right now I'm doing some work to the house. I'm doing some work to the studio. I haven't started with the studio yet because there's a video component to it that I want to bring on board. I've always been big on video. It's really how I got my whole broadcasting gig started. And so there's Chilling with the Puff Man. Go sign up for it, because trust me, this episode's coming out. They're just not coming out with the veracity as they were coming out. However, there's still content there. Then there's No Labels, which, although No Labels is not part of the Spotlight Coalition, is still a phenomenal show that I produce with my co-host Magnus, the most effervescent of them all. Big ups to him. And outside of that, really, I'm working on a couple other projects. And real talk, I'm trying to get on your level, son. I'm trying to write a book. So I'm working on the preface right now. I know the preface is just that, the preface. It's just like 4 pages in. But I'm working on it, and as soon as I get my ISBN number, I believe that's what it's called, hopefully I get a chance to come back on here, and and I can tell folks that what the title is going to be and all of that. But for right now, you can catch me on Chilling with the Puff Man. You can catch me on No Labels, and if you want to email me, you can go ahead and email me at HMU, which stands for Hit Me Up, HMU@thepuffman.com. And with that being said, guys, listen, Jose, thank you so much for bringing me on board, man. I love coming on and having a blast talking about everything and anything with you.
Yeah, man. So likewise, that was a sneak peek at what the vibe is like over there, Chilling with the Puff Man. That live music vibe is dope. It's always fantastic to have these convos. I don't really call them fillers. I call them essential, because we have these conversations anyways. It's just cool to have people be the fly in the room and be able to hear them.
Yes.
We're not perfect. We're flawed. We're growing.
That's the beauty of this.
Yeah, we're growing. We're doing bigger and better things. Go check, Puff out. Go check Adam out. Everything that he's working on, I'm sure it's fantastic. And what's to come. His vision is big. The scale of his thoughts are big, and that's important. As for me, guys, we appreciate you guys rocking with it here, the Jose Burgos Podcast, our loyal listeners since the very beginning. We're approaching episode 100. If you have any ideas or what I should offer you guys, or what should we make happen for episode 100, reach out.
We're going to have to get a stripper in the studio. A couple strippers.
But growing really big. Now that I'm more autonomous with my time, now that I'm more, free with stuff, Spotlight Coalition is going to, go to the next level. Go check it out, guys. Go check out all the stuff. Dez is on there. Talking and Bits is on there. We got more people that have been on the fence for a few months. I got to push them over. But anyways, we got more content coming, and it's about podcasts. It's about the freedom of audio, the freedom of the experience of being able to share your thoughts and not be censored. That's what we're all about. Yeah, man. Thanks, Appreciate it, man.
No doubt, kid. Anytime. You got it.
Talk next time.
You got it. Peace.